It's baseball season, so let's make a craft to go along with it. Hi, and welcome back to my craft room. My name is Kelsey. I also call myself Dinosaur Mama, and today we are making a super simple baseball box. You can grab this free SVG file on my blog. I will have that linked below with all of the materials and tools. And over on my website, you'll find over 1,000 free SVG downloads and tutorials. So if you're ready, let's jump right into Cricut Design Space. Like I mentioned, this is a very fast craft. So if you have a baseball themed party, this is a great way to give out a favor.
So I've uploaded the box and I changed the width to 10. This is going to give you about a 3-inch in diameter box, and it's going to be about 2.5 inches tall for the base. So that will give you an idea of how big the box is going to be. You want to kind of base it off of this top piece here with the threads on it. So if you want a bigger box, you can definitely do that. This bottom piece is going to be your longest piece, and right now it's 10 inches. If you're using a 12 by 12 piece of paper, you can bring this up to 11.5, but make sure you're resizing the entire file. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and ungroup. And then over on these two pieces, you're just going to want to change the basic cut line to a score line on both of them. And then make sure we go back and we attach. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and hit make. I'm going to cut mine out in some cardstock. It's going to be about 65 pound, and you can use textured cardstock. You can even use patterned if you really want to. I suggest using a heavier cardstock, closer to a 65 or even an 80 would be better, so that it's nice and sturdy, because remember, you're making a box here. If you do want it to be even more sturdy than that, you can always cut this twice and just double up on it so that it's thicker paper, because you have two pieces of paper glued together. All right, let's go ahead and cut everything out. This is a pretty easy assembly. So your top and bottom circles are going to be two different sizes. It's very slight, but your top one will be bigger. So we're going to start with our bottom, and that's going to be your bigger piece in terms of your sides, but your smaller circle. So I'm just folding on all those score lines and folding the flaps down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to not bend anything, but keep it curved, and then place some glue right on the edge. I want this to be tucked in to the other side, and I am going to hold this so it creates a cylinder. Once that's dry, I can go in with my glue again, and I'm using Barely Arts glue. It dries really quickly. And I'm putting it on each one of those flaps, but then I'm also gonna go through on my bottom piece on the circle and place some glue right near the edge. So I'm just going around with my glue, and this is a very small tip, and I'm placing glue around the edge, and then I'm gonna place this right on top and make sure that all of my sides are tucked in nice, and it should fit perfectly. So you're just gonna place that right on top, which is gonna be the bottom, and then you're going to secure all the sides in. You really shouldn't have anything poking out or anything poking out too much. So don't be upset if it's poking out a little, but it should be relatively round. And by relatively, I mean perfectly round, and fit right onto that circle. And that is your base. So you can go ahead and set this off to the side to dry, and we're gonna repeat all those steps for the top. All right, so we have our top made, and now we just need to add on our little threads. These should fit perfectly onto the edges, and so I'm using my glue here. You could have also cut these out with like an adhesive vinyl and then just place them on almost like stickers, but I just used some cardstock. They're pretty easy to place, and like I said, this box goes together really easily. So once you place these two on, you're all set.
Thank you for joining me as we made our little baseball box. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for new crafty videos, and share this with one of your friends who has a baseball themed party coming up. I will see you soon in my craft room, and stay crafty.